What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight, kicking off a brand new week. Guys, every day just a little closer to seeing our Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh, man.
And I can't wait.
A little more than what, 2 weeks away?
Yeah.
Officially July 24th training camp, and then another week after that, the pads come on, the hitting starts, and position finalization starts to occur. 53 spots of it, I will say, plus another 17 in the practice squad. I'm ready for this year. Get here. Please get here. But first, we got digest each week as they come, and baby, kicking off a new week, like you said, got to start it off with those that dominated it last week and carrying it into this week and beyond. Like our sponsor of the week, none other than the man, Mark Hovsepian.
Ooh, mahalo to you, Mark.
From Hawaii.
He's not just the sponsor of the week, he's also representing as the stream boss with 98 points.
Yeah, Ohana style.
Practically fully loaded up.
And Jason Renfro, back-to-back Cash App King. Cash App, which, by the way, as you can see on your screen, includes the Cash App, right? $, MyCowboysFamily, the Venmo, the PayPal, and the message on screen at OBS Streamlabs. Those are the other ways you can get into the Cash App kingdom there. Jason Renfro running that right now, back-to-back. He has the all-time record with 20. Mark Hovsepian, sponsor of the week, he has the all-time streak with 15. So the ballers are running the boards this week. And by the way, the monthly gifting leaders, well, right now, Skeptical Fans leading the whole group of membership here.
Oh, yeah.
20 gifted memberships. After his 2 he dropped here, kicking off a new week. Much love, the Skeptical Fan. We'll get into that in a minute. But he's got 20 gifted memberships. Jason Renfro has 3. That's the list right now for this month. Don't forget, he also is back-to-back Mr. Skeptical Fan. 2 months in a row as our king of the membership gifting crew there. So, again, he got the all-time monthly gifting lead, I guess, with 35 in 1 month. Much love. Bow down, the Skeptical Fan, who's also star-level member. Much love to the star-level members. Skeptical Fan, Dwayne Broussard. Much love to him, who, by the way, dropped a thanks during last night's stream and for one of our videos. So, shout him out for that thanks and the Go Cowboys. Also, you got Mary Alvarez, who was in that raffle deep last night. We also have in the star level Lincoln Kane. Much love to him. And a name that's very familiar here, winner of the jersey last night in the Cash App King, Jason Renfro, all part of the star level membership. All different memberships, Navy, Blue, Silver, and Star, and the Over Everything. Much love to those. Again, the nightly shout outs in the Star and Over Everything group there. So I just wanted to clear that up. And again, going back to the pre-stream drops, maybe there was a $2 holler by Skeptical Fan and 2 gifted memberships. So, Skeptical Fan, I'm assuming he had a Go Cowboys in there.
Well,
what else
he
did he say?
actually dropped a Play That Funky Music.
We got it in time. I know it was a little late, guys. Thanks for hanging in there for us. You know, it is family in the background, so it's always still, we don't have ESPN and direct, times of start here.
Yes,
It's kickoff
the
starts.
production crew is
it's taking care of the kids. Yeah, taking care of the kids, dinner, cleaning the house, working life, you know how it is. So anyways,
no joke, while Mr. MCF was making a video earlier, I was laughing so hard because the dog heard the MCF music and then ran and started eating her food.
Yeah, it's like she knows to eat when MCF starts. So
yeah, her whole schedule's discombobulated.
She heard the MCF music earlier. She's like, all right, let me go over there. This is like this evening. So
sorry,
hope you guys enjoy that video, by the way, that kicking video, the kicker, hitting those 60-yarders. You can check it out there. Here are a couple of facts dropped in that and give your opinion. But by the way, baby, the leaders this week in the Cash App, currently no one. It's empty.
Brand new week.
Yeah, brand new week. And on the overall board, of course, with those drops by Skeptical Fan, he's in first place currently, the only person on the board. He's maybe coming for a takeover in some way here with that gifting lead, as he always has had the last 2.5 months. So much love to Skeptical Fan. Much love to everybody. By the way, yesterday's raffle, extra love to Jason Renfro winning the sewn and stitched jersey. And then, that's our 6 years, right? We're not going to talk about that. We're in year 7 now. And then, of course, second place, it was Skeptical Fan's t-shirt, which was won by Frame Rippers, Voodoo Alpha. So congrats to those guys as well. Now, who's in the house tonight? Outside of that, everybody hitting that like button to subscribe if you're new. Notification bell, because we try to go, and we will be going more and more every night, live, nightly, as we've always done here for over 6 years. So who's in the house, baby?
We have Mike Aldana, much love. Aztec Aguilar 04, hello and hi. Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. Rolando Rodriguez in the house, what's up? We have Pete Daly, much love. Texas Twister, stay safe out there on the road. lead commander. He also had to
he's
come
back.
talk some real football, right?
Hey, yeah, we always like this guy. He's been here a while back. He's joining us again here. He knows it's almost football time and his commanders to get swept.
Tammy Soltis in the house. What's up? We have Double R representing. Mari Roberts, hello and hi. Kelly KC, who, by the way, was one of the lucky gifted membership winners there.
Congratulations.
Freedom first. He was first, and also another one of the lucky gifted membership winners.
There you go. The gifts from Skeptical Fan, passing the love around.
So, I think that's everybody here. So, again, guys, thanks for hanging with us. But, baby, let's go ahead
Let's get into this.
Let's do this.
So, opening up, honestly, maybe today, no NFL news. It's Cowboy news, full blast.
I like that.
As you can see, baby, we're going Dallas Cowboys style. We got matching shirts today on our VTubers. But as I dive into this, let's start off with, we talked about, 2 weeks? I guess now it's official. I think it's on 2 Tuesdays from now. So we're talking about, basically, it is Tuesday here in the East Coast and now Central time zone. So we're looking at 2 weeks from now, the official check-ins. Guys, remember, they do walkthroughs, and there's no pads. They just do some jogging stuff, which is still cool. We'll watch that and report on that, of course. But the bigger deal is, the hitting, which is on July 31st. But then let's keep looking forward into the season. We know that, listen, the training camp schedule, it's right there. We all know it. We all kind of discussed it about I think it was 12 days. The Cowboys will be out there practicing in Oxnard. There'll be a couple more days in Dallas to finish up training camp. And then the real deal starts right here, the full schedule. And I just wanted to say one thing. We were talking about the start of things. Sunday Night Football, Week 1 against the Giants in New York. That's a good measuring stick for our Cowboy team, and in this NFC East and the NFC, we're one of the favorites here, right? Us, the Niners, the Eagles. The Giants are improved, and they're getting better, and they know us, and we know them. We gotta beat them. We gotta show out that game. I know it's early, and it's hard to not everything is in gear yet. Week 1 for any team, but we gotta show out here. So we're a dominant team in the NFC, to be a team to be reckoned with. And by the way, that Sunday Night Football game, it is just 9 Sundays away. 9. We're in single digits, guys. 9 weeks away before we get our Sunday Night Football game with our Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. I can't wait. We're coming forward. Daniel Jones and his little crew there. I hope they're all healthy. I hope they're all signed. I hope Saquon's there. And then I want our defense to dismantle the Giants. And we'll worry about the other New York team and Aaron Rodgers back in Dallas week 2. But we're talking about the start of the season. 9 weeks away. 9 Sundays away. Actually, it's a little more than 9, I guess. It's like 9.5 Sundays. But nonetheless, we'll call it 9 Sundays away. Sounds closer. Sounds better.
I agree.
I'm ready. So, I'm not sure if, we're all excited about that. I know we are trying to get into that as I put that schedule. I think we're trying to get to that Halloween game there, week 8, LA Rams at Dallas. The whole family's trying to make it out there, but man, everything's gone up. But either way, we're going to try to our best. That's probably the only game where we're going to really have a chance to make live this season in 2023. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, analytics. We know we've been hiring people in the analytics side of things, some really top-notch people. You know about John Park. You know about Sarah Molly Polly. If you don't, now you do. But we talked about these people. These are the tops of the analytics world, right? Former Colts guy, John Park, came to Dallas. He's the lead analyst. And right underneath him is Sarah Malapalli from the Ravens, came to Dallas, with Cowboys, Jerry Jones. There's no salary cap on analyst pay or coaching pay. So these two signed in here. And today, it was interesting to hear Sarah Malapalli's kind of statement about when she left the Ravens and came to the Cowboys. Actually, I think this was like last week or a couple weeks ago. But she said, quote, "I have immense gratitude to the Ravens organization for investing so much in my personal growth and football knowledge the last 4 years. I'll carry those lessons with me into my new role to a new city with the Cowboys. I'm thrilled to learn, collaborate, contribute, and support an incredible team in Dallas, ready to run through a brick wall. Please reach out if I can ever provide for you in any way." Now, that's her statement. And today, John Park, who's the head of the analytics, retweeted that and retweeted her tweet and said this. Again, she's the second in command to him. He said, "Thankful Sarah Malapalli is on board with the Dallas Cowboys. Her ability to bridge the gap between data and football understanding and her poise navigating this space as a woman of color speaks to her strength as an analyst and as a person." So it's great to see. Again, we have minorities running the show here in the analytics. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're green. I love it. These are the best of the best. And no matter what happens with McCarthy or Quinn or anybody else after this, or the players that come through, this is this is a cornerstone, I think, of what Jerry Jones is trying to go and turn to a little bit more, invest a lot more into the quality of people in the analytics side of the game. Now, there's still going to be gut instinct and football on the field and coaching, but these people will set up things. They'll set up kind of the info you'll need to go into a game properly, fully loaded. Let's put it that way.
I think that a lot of people have this kind of a misconstrued conception that analytics somehow don't
takes away
go hand in hand with gut feelings. The whole point is that sometimes when you get a gut feeling, you do kind of stop yourself and go, wait, hold up. Am I right here? Like, is this the right move? Analytics allow you to feel confident in the decisions that you're making. If you get a gut feeling about something or you feel like doing something, for a coach who should be on the up and up with their analytics, they should be able to make informed decisions based on the prior knowledge they have. And yes, sometimes just a feeling, because sometimes, football, you just kind of got to go with what you're feeling or go with the hot hand or the thing that's happening there. So, the constant adaptation is part of football.
I agree. And I think Malapali specifically, she's been big on the run game, on the running backs in recent years, the last year and a half. So I don't know if the Cowboys are going to invest in the run game and money-wise, monetarily, but I think they might look at a different kind of running back to maybe even be their power guy. Because right now, as we stated yesterday and other days, it seems like the Cowboys are not going to – they're going with speed instead of power, even in short yardage. So we'll see how that works with Malapali's viewpoints, John Park's viewpoints, and Mike McCarthy's viewpoints. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that was just a little interesting insight there. Just threw that in there as a bonus for tonight. But I thought that was, this stuff is happening as we speak. And this is not like her comment was from 2 weeks ago. His retweet and his comment was from, recent here. It was from today. So good to see that, the analytics department, they're building them. And they're building, they're trying to get other people here. And we'll see what happens if the Cowboys come out with this. I trust John Park. I trust Sarah Malapali in the analytics department and in trusting Mike McCarthy to do the right thing. Hopefully. He's been a little shaky on those fourth down situations back a couple years ago.
I agree.
But that, I think, is his lesson. He's not the installer of the offensive scheme. It was Kellen Moore. He was not the play caller. So to me, it almost felt like I felt he was disconnected that first year. He got a little better the last 2 years. Maybe this will be his best year in being in tune with what's going on in the scheme, the play calling, the offense, the flow. McCarthy's running the show. And I think he's going to feel better doing this now as a head coach and as an offensive kind of play caller coordinator, I would say.
Very good point.
Now, rolling to the QB, baby, Dak Prescott.
Rolling.
Here's a little bit of news for the Romo fans, the Dak fans. Unfortunate news, though. Cowboys are the only NFL franchise in the Super Bowl era with two quarterbacks, Dak Prescott and Tony Romo, to play in 3 or more divisional round games and never winning one of them.
Gee, thanks.
Romo lost his 3, unfortunately, in the divisional round. Dak lost his 3 in the divisional round. So, yeah, not good. Not good at all. I mean, the first one was against the Packers, the bye week, right? And we go as the first seed, boom, there you go.
Yeah,
Romo,
regardless of the reasoning, that
Romo had the same thing.
Feel good.
Romo had a bye week. We were the number 1 seed in 2007, and boom, out first round against the Giants. You see, Romo lost to the Vikings and Brett Favre. Lost to the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. All that in the divisional round. Dak, outside of losing to Aaron Rodgers in his rookie year for Dak Prescott there as the number 1 seed. Then we also got past Seattle, but then got bounced in the divisional round by the Rams in L.A. And then, of course, we did lose to the Niners in the wild card round, but then we lost to the Niners in the divisional round. Again, a lot of these you're realizing on the road versus home. I mean, we at least play better at home. We almost won those games at home in the divisional round, while the away games we got crushed. So whatever the thing is, I still will take the bye. That will help every and any team. I don't. If you fall apart because you get a bye week, then you don't. Then you deserve to get bounced in the first round. I'm just saying. Like, you get that bye week, you're the only team with the bye week in the NFC. If you can grasp that, that's going to get you the best chance to go to the Super Bowl and then hopefully win the Super Bowl. So to me, You get the first seed. You get a bye. You get a resting week for all the injuries and all that stuff. You get the game plan above and beyond. And then, it's a little bit, you might be a little rusty. Too bad. Grow up. You guys get paid a lot of money to do this stuff. And if you're a championship team, you win that game at home. You get to the conference championship, and you handle business at home to try to go to the Super Bowl. That's the way we did it in the 90s. The first year was a little tougher. You got to get through the Niners in San Francisco. But after that, it's in Big D, and you got to earn it. And we earned it. We got to have to earn it again this year if we want to break that streak. And it's got to happen sooner than later because we're running, after a couple more years, it's going to be a new team here, especially on offense, I think. If it's not, it's still going to be a lot of new players and new coaches. Trust me on this. So, it's going to be interesting what happens. But again, that's the Dak and Romo report there. And then we get these scumbags on the TV. Yes, as you see on my thumbnail. I'll show you here. You see Dak looking over there. FS1, Fox Sports 1, NFL Network, ESPN, the haters, as Dak is thinking it through. Why is he saying that? Because, he didn't say that, but I'm saying that for Dak because Craig Carton, all right, he has a show on FS1, Fox Sports. It's the Carton Show, all right?
Okay.
And he calls Dak Prescott the biggest failure that ever started for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I don't know. I know something. Maybe he's a younger guy. I mean, he might be a little younger than I am, but this guy's a schmuck. I mean, does he not? I know what he's meaning, like failure-wise, in the sense of like, you could go to Gary Hogaboom and Babe Laufenberg. There's a lot of failures that started for the Cowboys.
Think of at least a few.
There's a lot of them. But when I look at like Danny White, a guy who came in there as a backup quarterback and the punter for the Cowboys. Anybody who's a quarterback did very well in his years, but could never get us to the Super Bowl, right?
Kellen Moore.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just trying to say, like, as far as like, how is he? Yeah, I'm just saying, Dak is definitely not the worst thing.
What he's trying to say, I think, is the guys. Again, I'm going to take out Kellen Moore out of the mix. I'm going to take out Gary Hogaboom out the mix. I'm just saying, like, these guys are not even busts. They just weren't really ever that good. Never supposed to be. Neither was Dak. But Dak surprised. I think already you can't be a failure based on that. But let's just say that this guy here, this Craig Carton schmuck, he said that Dak is obviously, even if you hate Dak, you got to be something wrong with you in the head to believe these words. You just got to have a narrative. You got to make the clicks and the money off of disparaging Dak and attacking Dak. That's what they do. After his this all came out of Dak's quote about the urgency. We talked about it the other night, right? About the urgency at age 30 for Dak here in the season. So he's feeling a little more urgent now. It's seen a little more urgency to try to win. And this guy's saying that that's BS. He's just not good enough. He said basically, this is why he ended this whole conversation, quote, he wants to win every time. Because again, Dak said, I want to win every time I get out there. I want to win the Super Bowl. There's urgency. We got to do better. Just try to take everything with a sense of urgency. You don't have forever to play this game. That's what Dak had said. He quoted this, and then he said, quote, Dak wants to win every time he goes out in the field, but he just hasn't been good enough to ever do it. And he continued by saying, Dak is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league when it comes to failures. And I know 28. I know there's 28 other teams with their entire fan base that would cut off their left nut or their right arm just to have Dak Prescott replace their quarterback.
Oh yeah.
So this is clickbait, ignorance. Don't even check him out, guys. This guy sounds like a schmuck trying to make a name for himself on the back of the star, on the back of attacking Dak Prescott, whoever our quarterback is. You can hate him, you can love him. It's obvious what these people do, whether it's Emmanuel Acho, Shady McCoy, Joey Taylor, Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp, or Schmucko number 20th here, Craig Carton, the Carton Show. What a piece of crap. Anyways, they hate Dak. And they really, there's people out there that just don't like Dak. There's people there that doubt Dak. There's people there that hate
When you say that,
Dak Prescott.
Think of it as like a milk carton.
I don't understand. I know. It's like he's missing. He's missing from his home. They need to find him. Look, either way, it's just silly. Like I do want to go back on something that we heard the other day. We talked about it here about Jalen Hurts had from the Eagles quarterback had a.
That's one heck of a throwback.
Jalen Hurts had mentioned the fact that there's a quote about him saying that Dak's the best quarterback in the NFC, top 5 in the NFL. That sounds like it was a fake quote, is what I'm hearing. So, take all that stuff with a grain of salt. But when you look at both of these guys, and you see people saying that Dak sucks. First of all, 3rd down and 5 or farther. Dak earned. There you go. We're passing the ball, by the way, guys. When it's 3rd and 7, we're throwing the ball. We're not running. So on 3rd and 5 or greater, last year Dak Prescott made first downs on 43%. He made first down 43%. He converted 3rd downs 43% of the time on 3rd and long. Only guy that did better was 44%, and that was Patrick Mahomes, who, by the way, had a lot closer to 3-5s and 3-6s than Dak's 3-8s and 3-9s and 3-12s that Dak had. So Dak had a lot more of those, and he still was only 1% behind Patrick Mahomes when it came to converting third and long. So that's just a great stat for Dak. We've talked about other stuff he's done, analytically, but let's just compare straight up him and Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts, again, he didn't say these things, it sounds like, but other people are talking crap about Dak, and they're not saying the same thing about Jalen Hurts, which is fine. I mean, Jalen's earned it by getting to the Super Bowl. 48 games in Dak's first 3 years, 45 games in Jalen Hurts' first 3 years. You're looking at the quarterback record. When they were manning their team, Dak in his first 3 years was 32-16-0. 32 wins, 16 losses. Jalen Hurts, 23 wins, 11 losses. Now, the completion percentage for Dak Prescott, 66.1% was his completion percentage. Jalen Hurts, 62.3%. Passing yards, Dak in those 3 years had 10,876 yards. Hurts throwing only for under 8,000, 7,906. Now, yards per attempt, Jalen Hurts had 7.6, Dak had 7.4, so about the same there. Passing yards per game, Jalen Hurts, first 3 years so far, is throwing for 175.7 yards per game. Dak, 226.6 yards per game, a lot more there. So Dak's always been done a lot more as a quarterback, as a passer. Better record, better completion percentage, better yardage. Again, we can keep looking at this. Passing touchdowns, 67 passing touchdowns for Dak Prescott. 44, only 44 for Jalen Hurts. So just saying, Jalen Hurts is he's great at the quarterback position at doing what the Eagles are doing for him. But is he a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? That's a question we're asking here. Just forget about the fake Jalen Hurts quote. This is just a straight up, like, maybe Jalen Hurts has the better offensive coordinator, knows how to use him better in that scheme. But who's the guy that's done more in the air right now between these two guys in their first 3 seasons? Interceptions. Now, I know you see a lot more numbers for Dak. He's played a lot more in the starting wise in these games. But he threw 25 interceptions in the first 3 years. Jalen Hurts has 19 interceptions in his first 3 years. So he's thrown for over 20 more touchdowns, but only thrown 6 more interceptions. So Dak's ratio is much better.
I was gonna say that ends up balancing itself out in a more positive way for us.
Yeah, it's crazy. And quarterback rating 96.0 for Dak, 92.2 for Hurts. So good for both guys. Now here's where it changes on the other side of things. But this is not necessarily a part of a quarterback's job, but this is not really in the job description. Is running the ball, because rushing attempts, Dak only had 189 for 944 yards in his first 3 years, while Jalen Hurts ran for 367 attempts for almost 2,000 yards rushing on the ground, 1,898 yards. So obviously he's running for almost 1,000 yards more than Dak in his first 3 years, which is meaning that maybe they're using him to his skill strength when it comes to Jalen Hurts, but maybe Dak's the overall better quarterback. Rushing yards per attempt, I mean, Jalen Hurts had 5.2. Dak's still getting 5 yards per attempt. And rushing touchdowns, 26 in the first 3 years for Jalen Hurts, 18 for Dak Prescott. Dak was a throwing quarterback compared to Jalen Hurts in their first 3 seasons. And when you look at of course, first 3 years, Dak had 2 Pro Bowls under his belt. And Jalen Hurts had 1 Pro Bowl under his belt. An All-Pro also for Jalen Hurts. He has 1. Dak didn't have any. And, of course, neither of them have championships. So, again, that's just I think Law Nation had a good breakdown of this. That's just a quick rundown of just a quick glance of who's the best quarterback in the NFC. Maybe Jalen Hurts was the best at the way he was utilized by the Eagles, but I think Dak Prescott is the best pure quarterback in the NFC. And I said it before, and it's just more stats to prove what we've been saying. And I'll say it again. I truly think Dak is the best quarterback in the NFC. And if McCarthy gets the right scheme around him, around his skill set, which I think we're heading that way, that will show on stats. It will show on the analytics. It will show on the wins. It will show in the playoffs. And maybe, just maybe, beyond for that 6. I'm just saying. Now, I'm going to take a little break here, get some water. Because I've been foaming at the mouth talking about this. What do you think about it, baby? And what does the family think about it in the chat? Any thoughts?
Real quick, Retro Scotty said, yes, our OC was definitely running an archaic scheme that wasn't quite innovative as it should have been. I do think that, to me, is the bigger difference. Again, we love comparing and contrasting Dak against all sorts of different scenarios, but it is very easy to forget the climate that he went into and the kind of team that he inherited, so to speak.
It was formed
when he took the field in 2016.
You said it all about the way it was formed. It was around Romo.
Yep.
That was a Romo team that Dak had to be injected into.
And again, I think it was even just yesterday, I gave a lot of credit to Linehan for basically simplifying the playbook in such a way where Dak was able to look as good as he did. Again, one of the biggest disappointments is that obviously, our scheme never seemed to help our quarterback and our players as much as it did in that year. Leaning on our strengths and making things very simple and straightforward in a way that it seemed like everyone could get on board with. So obviously I'm hoping to see something similar here. But honestly, I do see a lot of similarities between Dak and Hurts. And again, Hurts has just benefited from better coaching from day one. Really.
I think the coaching is
a
huge difference maker, right?
I don't want to say it because obviously we're talking about the freaking
I know,
Eagles,
but it's true though.
But it's true.
Dak has had as good coaches around him in the first 3 years of his career as Jalen Hurts had, as Tom Brady had, as a lot of guys Aaron Rodgers had.
Yeah, we also had like a lot of shifting and moving parts offensively. Again, not to say that the Eagles didn't, but when it comes to the coaching side of things, they had a little bit more consistency throughout that same period of time that Dak, did not have. I'm just saying, like, the first 4 years of Dak's career, it was, like, obviously there were some familiar faces that didn't go anywhere, but outside of that, there was a lot of moving, a lot of this, a lot of that, and even though those same people were there, they were basically just throwing anything to the wall to see what would stick.
Rookie year, right? Then we had the throw more at Dak and give him less with the receiver by committee.
I was just about to say, I'm like, oh man,
that was year 2.
Receiver by committee is going to be one of those things that,
that's horrible.
Like you're going to wake up in the middle of the night a few years from now, and you're going to say receiver by committee as you like wake up.
The thing was,
sweat.
The Cowboys didn't learn because they did it again more recently. But yeah, even his third year, we added a full year of Amari Cooper, and what do we do when you gave him a little more weaponry? We made the playoffs.
Yeah. So and hey, even lead commander basically said what Kevin Bilbo is saying here too. He said Dak's catching all the hate for the last 25 plus years of not winning a championship from our own fan base. Yeah. Again, when you're a Dallas Cowboy quarterback, you're not just taking your own shit, you're taking all the history of shit for the last 20-something, almost 30 years now. So
and I'm sorry, I didn't want to say, you're right. Actually, I do agree 100%. That seems to be one of the more pressing things. Dak, as the face and quarterback of the team, taking the shit for the losing of the last 25 plus years. But Retro Scotty also made a good point. I kind of mixed my years up. 2016 was the rookie year. 2017 was the receiver by committee. Was that the receiver? I think I'm not sure. I don't know if that was a year they gave a lot more to Dak. I think we had Beasley that year, but they changed a lot of the stuff up.
That was receiver by committee.
It was the next year, right?
2017 to me sticks out as I think of it more as the year of the bulk because both Zeke and Dak came back like super super bulky. It was almost
that was a suspension year for Zeke.
Yeah, so Zeke was suspended, and then Dak was out here throwing bombs that literally nobody could catch.
That's when we also lost,
overthrowing everyone and their mom.
But that wasn't even the biggest issue. Was the loss of Tyron Smith and Chaz Green. That with coinciding with Zeke not being there was the end of the season, and we were hanging in. But my point is, that was ugly. And then the next year, we just decided to give him a receiver by committee.
Yeah. So
halfway through the year in 2018, we gave him Amari Cooper, and what happened? We made the playoffs.
Yeah. So thank you, Retro. Appreciate that. But yes,
great catch there.
Great point. So.
Any other quick comments before we keep it rolling?
Here, Bama fan said, "I still miss Coop." I have to admit, still not a fan of the way that all of that went down. But I don't know of a scenario where things would have ended in a positive way between us and Amari Cooper. So I guess if it had to happen, I'm glad the Cowboys ended up just kind of ripping that Band-Aid off. But I still feel like it still feels like we never really got the most out of Amari Cooper outside of his initial immediate impact when he came in halfway through.
Yeah, it gave us a jump start, and it was, it was the fact, it wasn't Dak Prescott. In my opinion, it's far from it. Dak helped Amari helped Dak. To me, a lot of this was more on the front office and the clown show, because the way we got rid of Amari Cooper, we got nothing back for him. I mean, they might have had a plan, but they got rid of Amari and did nothing with the remaining money. That's clown show shit right there.
Yeah, that, like I said, a few things leave a lot to be desired there, but if in the end we were always going to do something like this, at least it didn't hurt us as much as it could have.
But when we got rid of Amari, baby, that year we had Noah Brown. We did nothing with that money. It had a limpy, gimpy, not fully back Michael Gallup, a great CeeDee Lamb, but we only had one receiver last year. In reality, when you look at it, no separation from Gallup. And again, you're looking at Noah Brown. All right, I'm sorry, but he's not even Cedric Wilson. So to me, it was like there was no help given to Dak. And we still made the playoffs, got to the second round with a shitty, put together, I would say, a non-adaptive offensive play calling and installation of offense, by Kellen Moore.
Oh, yay, Matt, well, let's go, right? Skeptical fan from Chile. He said, we got Matt, well, let's go.
Yeah, that's the other fear this year, on the very weak depth on our offensive line, which is going down with Tyron Smith, and it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when, right? Not if.
Oh, Richard Scotty, I don't know if I'd buy a condom from Chaz Green. I feel like it would be somehow defective.
Yeah, definitely. That's where that stops. He can't stop anything. Do not trust anything he gives you like that. So, going on, let's talk about this guy, Dan Quinn. We're done with the offense for once. Now, usually the last couple of nights we've been talking offensive scheme, and we did a little defense yesterday. I'm going to dip a little bit of the defensive stuff here when it comes to Dan Quinn, because to me this is we talked about him being a top coordinator, defensive coordinator. But what is the key for Dan Quinn? And it's going to get I'm going to take this as common talk as possible here, because I get confused as well. But basically, it's called NTTs, which are non-traditional Tampas, non-traditional Tampa coverages, to counter his current scheme he has in there.
So it is a Tampa coverage.
So Dan Quinn is a cover 3 master, all right? He loves the cover 3. He loves the cover 1. Those are we've talked about this in the past. Those are the things he loves to use a lot. But recently he's mixing in these NTTs to counter the scheme he has currently in place, which is cover 3, cover 1 kind of deal. So Quinn settles into this year 3. This is only his 3rd year with the Cowboys. I expect to see more of these kind of non-traditional Tampa. Now, again, it's a Tampa 2. You guys know these coverages, right? Defensive coaches are using these Tampa rotations, Tampa 2 and Tampa 3. They're using these Tampa rotations. Why? To bait offenses into running these cover 3 beating plays, the routes. There's certain, if you're seeing cover 3, Dan Quinn's going to run cover 3. You're seeing cover 3 pre-snap, and you have your audible, your play that it's the cover 3 beater. So once you have that set in, you say downset hike and you snap that ball, what happens? Because it's not cover 3, but we're giving that disguise. We're disguising that cover 3, and then we're shifting into that Tampa 2 rotation, which is, again, cover 2 type of stuff there. Quinn likes to use 4 down linemen, all right? That's 4 pass rushers, let's say, when he goes to the dime package, which is 6 or more defensive backs. He loves what does he do when we go? We go with heavy nickel. That's 3. If we're going nickel, that's 5 defensive backs. Heavy nickel means you're going 3 safeties and only 2 corners. But when you're going, dime, you're going 3 and 3 here most of the time. Sometimes you can go 4 and 2 on corners or safeties. But the thing is, no matter who's in there, no matter what situation it's going on. When you have 6 guys on that field that are coverage, cornerbacks and safeties, no matter what, Jaron Kearse will be out there, number 27, and he is going to be your hybrid linebacker, which I've been stating for the last 2 years. Actually, it's funny, baby. It's about 5 years ago I mentioned Jaron Kearse when he was with the Vikings, saying we should bring him into Dallas. When we had, I think it was even maybe our first year when we had Chris Richard. And I said he'd be a great, these would be a great match. I think he's a great piece, like a Cam Chancellor type of guy. Could be something similar to that. Well, guess what? Man, a couple of years later, he's in Dallas for real after going to Detroit. And Dan Quinn brings him in and makes a mountain out of a molehill. So Jaron Kearse is the hybrid linebacker in these scenarios. Yes, 6 coverage guys, but Jaron Kearse is a linebacker in this scenario. And this usage allows Jaron Kearse to be kind of the pole runner and carry the vertical the vertical zone of number 3, or close the post if someone's running that on the side. So again, when you're seeing this, whether it's in the middle of the field or to the end, that's what you're seeing, kind of Jaron Kearse playing that hybrid linebacker. Yeah, he's safety, covering a certain spot of the field, but also run support. Now, you're thinking, you're thinking, okay, this is a cover 3, we're going to run our cover 3 beater, and it doesn't work because then it morphs into some NTT, right? A non-traditional Tampa cover. And that is because it's not showing in the beginning. It's kind of morphs into it, which is very, very not, again, non-traditional. Let me put it that way. It's not very common you see this happening as often as what Dan Quinn has run it, and as I believe he's going to do more of it this year. And here's the key of the whole thing, baby. This is it. This is what it's all about. The front four. That's why with Gilmore, it's an improvement. But now, with the Colts, Stephon Gilmore had the Colts pass rush being 31st in the pass rush win rate. That's might as well not even rush anybody. That's not good. That's horrible. So Stephon Gilmore had to do a lot of coverage back there. Still ranked in the top 10 in multiple different analytics as currently in this season, last season, and coming into this year. So, but now imagine the Cowboys last year, we were second best at the pass rush win rate. How is that going to help Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, Jordan Lewis, and Stephon Gilmore? Imagine that, right? So it's exciting to me to know that he's already great, and now he's going to be better because of our pass rush. And that's the key, especially when you're not blitzing. If you're not using 5 guys, you're using 4 down linemen. And guess what we did with that second best win percentage? We used most of the time 4 down linemen going in there. So edges like DeMarcus Lawrence, of course, Micah Parsons. Quinn used these guys to his advantage, adapted his scheme. He switched his scheme up to defend some of the most potent offenses specifically, right? Just to switch things up with a versatile defense that Quinn has with the players to be able to, switch things up and slow down Mahomes and his Chiefs and the Eagles and other teams out there last year, right? So the ability for our defense and Dan Quinn to rush only 4 players and play coverage with maybe 6 defensive backs, hybrid guys in there like Jaron Kearse, newly added vets that are top 10 corners to team along with Trayvon Diggs like Stephon Gilmore, that's going to give the Cowboys a 1-2 punch that most teams could only dream about. There's no realistic way of getting that kind of stuff for most defenses in the NFL. We have that. We got Dan Quinn leading it, and we got some of the best versatile players on defense in his team on this game. We run 11 guys starters, right? We got like 16 or 17 true starters on this defense, and they're all vital. They all play a major role.
Yeah, and how
Dan Quinn.
Yeah, and how Dan Quinn schemes them is that is the key factor.
That's the key unlocker right there. Yeah.
So, real quick, what's up, Swertin? Much love. By the way, Roland Rodriguez said, as long as Micah's on the field on 3rd down, rushing, and not on the sidelines, go Cowboys.
Exactly, and that's the hope that the bulking has done. He bulked up. He's going to be able to stand there for those times we saw him had to leave. Sometimes some critical 3rd downs because he was being, I don't say overused, but he was getting double and triple teamed often. Let
me see. Kevin Bilbo said, Peyton Manning won a championship in his worst year of his career in Denver. He didn't win on his best passing years.
It's not about the stats all the time, right? I mean, he's shown the stats. Dak's shown the wins in the early in his career.
Does it make Peyton Manning any worse of a quarterback because he won on a year where he maybe personally didn't do all that great, but obviously as a team, they collectively did the best because they won a freaking Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, Dak Prescott is, I will say, I've seen Trent Dilfer play. He's much better than Trent Dilfer. Yet, Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl. Why? The defense. Now, we don't have as good a defense as the Ravens, at least not that I think yet, but it's pretty good. And you add that with a better quarterback than Trent Dilfer. I mean, come on. You got pieces around Dak now. You got the right players in there for the most part, other than the offensive line depth. You got a change in play calling, and you got this man here running the defense with some damn great players. I love it. This is the year to make that run.
So, real quick, let me see. Oh, by the way, a skeptical fan, when you're talking about the Tampa defense here, said, I thought you said tampons.
I know, tampon. So, the tampon 2 defense.
Crack me up. So
Squirting in the house, man. What's up, bro? How you doing? You're almost there. You're almost chipped all the way down.
By the way, Aztec Aguilar for rolling back a little bit as far as topic-wise, he did say, who was Amari Cooper before the Cowboys? Even Raider fans didn't like him when he was in Oakland.
Derek Carr does not have, they were not really, they connected, but he had some drop issues.
Yeah, so for better or for worse, we also made Amari Cooper into the kind of renowned receiver that he's known.
We definitely made him better than he did when he left the Raiders and when he left us.
Status.
For
I
sure.
think that's a good way of putting
it. He had a good year last year as well.
He did. So, let me see. Luis Ortiz, what's up? Much love. So, by the way, everybody here chilling, hanging with us, don't forget to take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. Hop into the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Yes, you see the way he's dropping the love and just supporting the channel, guys. I appreciate everybody on this thing. Of course, you got the sponsor of the week, Mr. Mark Hovsepian. He's also running that stream boss with 98 points. Skeptical Fans got the lead right now for this week, kicking off a new week. No one has a lead in the Cash App, no, but we do have a king in the Cash App, and that's Jason Renfro representing it there. Much love to everybody in the house, hitting that like, subscribing, notification bell. And, we talked about Dan Quinn here, right? Mm-hmm. Let's switch it up to, I'm going to say this, the best player in the league, Micah Parsons.
Ooh.
And all I got to do is show you that, and you'll see that he is, it's just last year. He had a year before this, had a dominating footage as well. But let's look at this. Again, here's where we're going to go into Micah a little bit here, finish up the stream. It's a quickie tonight. The best edge rushers in the NFL. Pass rushing edge players in the NFL, ranked by executives, players, scouts, coaches. This is through ESPN, Jeremy Fowler. Number 1 in the NFL, baby. Who was it? Not Micah. They rated 49ers edge Nick Bosa as the number 1 guy. Number 2, Myles Garrett from the Browns. So, all right. I mean, these two guys are always in the mix, and so is Micah.
I agree.
Micah's top 3. He's 3rd on this list. Again, this is rated by his peers and others, but right now Micah is ranked 3rd again, he's a linebacker, but he's ranked 3rd as a pass rusher by his peers.
I understand why he was ranked 3rd specifically. I'm assuming experience also has a little bit of something to do with it, not just like the stats or the numbers and stuff, just because Bosa and Garrett obviously have been around a little bit longer than Micah and have been playing at that type of high level a little bit longer than Micah. So just my 2 thoughts.
Yeah, no,
my 2 cents.
I agree 100%. I think
I only have 2
experience.
thoughts, guys.
Experience
Micah
is,
and Micah.
Experience is a major reason why he's probably not higher. But listen, I think it's also the fact that maybe he's not as complete as them, stopping the run maybe a little bit. Could that be a reason? I think he has another year like this. How can you keep ignoring it?
But do they do what Micah does when it comes to the pass rush?
I mean, they do get the sacks. They get the numbers, so they're always up there and right there with Micah. So you can't dispute that. Look. That's not really the issue. Okay, he's 3rd pass rusher. I mean, look at linebacker. He's probably number 1 or a top 5 linebacker at the very least right now in the NFL. Where's Nick Bosa as a top 5 linebacker? Where's Myles Garrett? No, they are not near anything. They can't play linebacker. So Micah is a different kind of player. Now, 4th on the list is T.J. Watt. 5th, Eagles Hassan Reddick. Raiders, Max Crosby 6. Brian Burns, I don't know. That's a little high there for him. For Carolina, Patriots, Matthew Judon. Bills, Von Miller. And Chargers, Joey Bosa round out the top 10. Now, that's the issue I have is not with that. This is the executives and the players and everybody ranking them. But listen to where Micah was ranked. His highest ranking was number 1.
Okay.
Someone had ranked them. Somebody, I'm sure many people.
Higher than 1?
Someone ranked them number 1. And probably many people ranked them number 1, right? Last year, he was ranked number 2, but he was ranked number 2 as an off-ball linebacker. So even last year, he was ranked 2nd best linebacker in the NFL, and he's the 3rd best edge rusher in the NFL this year. 24 years old, but he was ranked the lowest ranking he got. Someone put him 6th. Someone put Micah Parsons, on their ranking list, 6th. Total best edge pass rusher. It must be somebody who.
I hope Micah doesn't find out.
Yeah, that's a great point. Because I don't know. Right now, guys, according to these comments by these executives and these his peers, players, and stuff like this, Cowboys deployed Micah Parsons as a hybrid linebacker pass rusher. Of course, much heavier. He was kind of more balanced, I would say, last his rookie year. Last year, it was much heavier on the pass rush side, right? But a lot of people, last year wonder why he did not show up as an edge rusher. He showed up only as a linebacker. Again, 2nd best last year ranked that wise. This year, with a league-leading 29.7 pass rush win rate. I mean, we almost talking about 1 every 3 times he pass rushes. He hits the quarterback in some way, pressures him, sacks him, whatever it may be. So Micah and T.J. Watt right now, guys, went back and forth in the voting when it comes to this throughout, with Micah winning a tiebreaker for that 3rd and 4th spot there because several general managers said he has more youth and more versatility than someone like a TJ Watt. So it's incredible. That was the guy we could have had right now, right? If we had taken him instead of Taco Charlton. But what I'm trying to say is that right now Micah is beating him out because of the reasons you kind of said the opposite of. It's because of his youth and because of his versatility. Let's say that guys like TJ Watt kind of fell in a tiebreaker to him. So.
Again, I love how one of the consistent things that you hear about so many of these great players is versatility, right? Just throwing that out there.
Especially with our team, the Cowboys love that. Sometimes they love that versatility to a fault, but not with Micah.
You can say we have a type.
An NFL coordinator unnamed out there said, quote, "It wouldn't surprise me if Micah is number 1 by next year. His talent is undeniable." End quote. I wonder if that was Dan Quinn. No. The point is that I think Micah is... again, like I said a minute ago, if he has another year, like you're seeing on your screen here, this is only from last year, from 2022. If he has another year like this, no one really can stop him unless you triple team him, and sometimes that won't work. He's got to be number 1. I don't know. That's my thing. Look, since 2021, he entered the NFL. He's pressured quarterbacks. Actual pressure statistic here, 18.3% of his pass rushes, which is number 1 in the NFL among all edge rushers that have at least 500 or more attempts. This is according to Next Gen Stats. So, obviously, you look at him, break him down by his stat numbers, his position versatility, his youth, the pressure he puts on quarterbacks, the win rate he has when he pass rushes. I mean, it's hard to say you can even put him at 3 sometimes. That seems too low. But next year, I think he's number 1 in every category when it comes to pass rushing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just I don't know, biased here. But listen, today he was doing a youth camp in Harrisburg, PA. I'm going to say that. I'll talk about that in a minute because the SI football camps. I actually spoke about these camps yesterday. Osa Odigizua was part of that camp yesterday. Today he actually brought in other guys that came along with him: Malik Hooker, Sam Williams, and Matt Waletzko.
Nice.
Yeah, all 3 guys.
Waletzko?
Yeah, Waletzko, part of the crew there. They're joining Osa Odigizua with the young, football camp kids there, and they're all learning from. These kids are learning different perspectives from Malik Hooker, Sam Williams, Matt Waletzko in this camp, along with, of course, Osa Odigizua. So good to see there. Now Micah, I leave him on there because he's inspiring all his teammates to do these camps. He was also at a youth camp, and guys, like I said, at his own youth camp. It was in Harrisburg, and actually we have some stuff. He did speak about football, I guess you could say. So we'll end it with that. But Micah said he wanted to play 8 positions. I think once before on the defensive side. He said he could play 8 different positions, which is almost true there. But what about, and I know you, baby, you're a big fan of this. What about running back or wide receiver? You actually like him at running back.
Yes, I do.
At his youth camp, he was messing around. I'll post some of the video in the near future. You guys will see what Micah was doing. But he was running a route. He gets all serious against really like college kids, high school kids. He's running a route, scoring touchdowns, and everyone's like, "You're goofy." But he's just like, he can't help it.
Even like, he's going to be that person who... Like, his kid's going to ask him, "Daddy, why can't I ever beat you in a game?" And he'll say, "Son, because you're not good enough to beat me yet." And then his kid's going to have, like, a whole complex. And the day that Micah's son beats him, man, break out the cake, yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is that, again, you saw him at the basketball giveaway. They gave away a bunch of stuff at I forgot what the basketball thing for a sports store. And he was playing, and he was making every shot. He did not want to lose. He was aggressive, and these are kids that are like 15, 16 years old. But you gotta love that about Micah. He'll never stop competing, and he's always gonna try to get better. If you're gonna tell him to put in there a running back or receiver, he's gonna come in there and do that. So let me just finish with the story of, again, guys, get your last thoughts in. Drop the love if Skeptical is the guy who's been dropping it, so he's leading the week kicking it off this week. But we're about closing it down here. After a quick little story here about Micah Parsons and what he loves to do here is bring hope and bring love to his Harrisburg youth football camp back home, right? So, again, he stepped onto his former Harrison High School Cougars stomping ground, his field there today. A reporter asked him, if Pennsylvania's capital city remains his home turf, and he said, quote, "forever," end quote. And it showed when he was at this camp for kids. He He arrived to the field, He was hugging old friends. He was greeting former teammates. He made his way onto the same high school field where he ended up going from high school to, of course, Penn State, and then to Big D, right? The Cowboys' 12th selection in the draft, 2021. So, of course, as we know, Micah's dominated generationally, I would say here, superstar at the next level, and here at this high school where he used to play, Severance Field, Micah was in town to do some coaching as 200 youth football players came into this Monday morning football camp that he kicked it off with, guys. And again, the camp is the camp. It's kids over there. He's doing stuff, mixing it up with them, with the kids, sweaty workouts on the gridiron, with the kids, followed by fun and food, kind of like a food festival, kind of a carnival style picnic, which Micah threw for the entire Harrisburg community. Just a couple of ways that he's continuously giving back, giving back to his hometown. So, he did speak on a couple of things, and he says, when he was asked about his Harrisburg homecoming, and what did he say, baby, about that?
Place like home, right? Micah Parsons said, quote, "Feels great, man." Saying that it's just so nice to be, around all the kids, the parents, all the Cowboy fans, and basically just, all the people who went out to greet him there, adding in there that the reason behind his visit was, quote, "It's the art of hope. I have a lot of hope and great support systems, and I'm just trying to be that guy for other people." So, and it seems like that message of hope was, really resonated with a lot of people.
Especially the kids there.
Yeah, so one of the parents who brought their 14-year-old son to the event said, "It's showing kids that anything's possible with hard work and dedication. I just love that he's always coming back and sharing good principles." So, and again, for some of the staff as well that helped kind of facilitate it, they kind of threw out there that he always wanted the spotlight on him, so now he has it.
Yeah, Harrisburg mayor.
And not in a rude way,
right?
just in a, this is the type of guy that Micah is, and he worked hard to get to this point. Yeah,
get the spotlight on him and then bring help back, and help his hometown community there.
For the youth.
The Harrisburg mayor, Wanda R.D. Williams, their staff helped facilitate this long day event. So good for Micah, good for the town there, for the city of Harrisburg. But here's the thing now, there's a lot of Eagle fans, of course, there, PA. Mm-hmm. And, it was kind of, actually, I kind of heard it was cool to see all these Harrisburg Eagle fans there to try to watch Micah, and it's kind of hard for them to cheer because they know he's tearing up the Eagles every chance he gets. Yep. We just saw it there. So, again, the proudest person, though, who was there with them was his mom.
No surprise.
Yep, Sharice Parsons. She said the whole event was a labor of love for her son. She said this, quote, "Micah had the will and the determination to put this together and give back to the community. He wants to encourage the kids." And, the final thing I'm going to say, and she said something about this, that NFL quarterback show on Netflix is kind of kicking off, I think, tomorrow. I don't know exactly when, but it's soon, this week. The NFL Films is getting a lot of stuff getting put on Netflix. Look for Micah Parsons to be on Netflix. Here's why. All these things he's doing here is being covered by NFL Films. His mother, all right, there, Sharice Parsons, said that NFL Films was there for the day with him in order to get a lot of footage for the softer side of Micah Parsons as he mentors kids and mingles with the crowd and parents and stuff like this. She said, quote, "It's for a new series on the players." But again, just so you got just a little update there. It's kind of a side little. It's just more for media stuff. But I just think every Cowboy fan would probably want to see this. And there's no word right now on when NFL Films will air this segment of Micah Parsons. It could be, who knows? Maybe it's for a show on before a game or something this year or in the preseason. But I think it's going to be something more theatrical, something more on a Netflix or maybe on NFL Network or something like this. But it's a series on the players, similar I think to maybe you're seeing from the quarterbacks. You're going to maybe see it from, the edge rushers. I don't know. But the point is, it's going to bring positive attention to Harrisburg, courtesy of Micah Parsons and his hometown bond he has there. So, again, I thought that was an interesting little story to, end with when we talk about Micah Parsons and what he's doing, not just for the NFL, for the Dallas Cowboys, but also off the field, which is really great. And again, it just kind of, to me, just shows his passion for the game, his passion to help, and his passion to always be the best that he possibly can. Gotta love it. I love it.
And always
Go Cowboys.
Oh, I was going to say fuck Philly.
And fuck Philly. Hell yeah. Combo.
So, but yes, and guys, by the way, if you do got them, drop them in the chat, of course. Let me see. Oh, that's kind of cool. Mike Akulian. Hopefully I said that right. He said, I see Jimmy Johnson all the time.
That's fantastic. We got to get something to get Jimmy into the Ring of Honor. It's just disrespectful at this point. You know?
I can tell you right now that if I lived near Dallas, I would find out the grocery store they all shop at.
Jerry, at least. You know that 7-Eleven he gets his wine from.
Jerry doesn't, I would say, yeah, but Jerry doesn't do it himself. He has someone who does it for him.
Except for getting wine from 7-Eleven. That he gets his own self.
True. So, but with that said, guys, let me go ahead and do some final shout-outs here. Read some of the final comments and things that we have. Luis Ortiz, he threw out there, love Saquon. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Give that man his money. He does a lot here.
Listen, I would love for the Giants to pay him the $16 million he wants. Please pay him. Because even if he's good, it's not going to be good enough for the $16 million or whatever he's asking for. So, yes, hurt the Giants.
Yeah, by the time
I would love to see that.
Chicken comes home to roost, Saquon will probably be rougher position.
Again, we know this simply from the Ezekiel Elliott situation. You just can't hang on to guys for too long. And, Saquon already kind of a couple of years banged up. He might have a great year this year, but is that going to be enough to win a Super Bowl? You're going to be able to win it on the ground in 2023? I don't think so. That's not the way it's done nowadays. And maybe the Giants can make us all fools, or maybe they're the fools. Either way, Daniel Jones signed up there for a little bit. I think only 2 years, basically, with the guarantees. So not too long, but $40 million a year. And Saquon, give him the 15 or 16 or whatever he's asking for. That's fine. They'll be solid there at those positions, but they ain't going to be much better than that, in my opinion. And that's fine for me because they're going to be hurting a little bit more for the future, near future, I guess you could say, than they think, the Giants. So, hey, pay Saquon that money.
So, let me see. Rolando Rodriguez, have a great night. Retro Scotty, have a great night.
Rodrigo.
Let me see. Brandon James Shea, take it easy. Bama fan, much love.
Yeah.
Let me see. Just make sure. Let me see. Akeem Sears, of course. Double R, take it easy. You also have a great night.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. I think Aguilar 04, by the way, he threw out there, what did Bosa do in the championship game?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. These guys, they get their ratings more, the rankings based on a lot of different things. Again, these are just in the league by their peers. So I can't argue with this, but at the same time, people always say, where's DeMarcus Lawrence or this guy? So Bosa disappeared a little bit there as well, but I think he's disappeared a lot less than some of the DeMarcus Lawrence situations. He's disappeared a lot more than Bosa. But I hear you. It happens. It's a team, though, right? It's a team no matter what. If they triple team a player or, design plays to take away a player, then everybody else has to step up. Maybe that didn't happen with the Niners against the Eagles that playoff game.
Mm-hmm. So, let me see here. Rolling back a little bit.
Good night, Scorpio.
Classic Aguilar 04, lead commander. Swarton, take it easy.
Scorpio, we're ending it right now here, so you caught us right. You ended it right on time. Good luck tomorrow with doctor's appointment.
There you go. Perfect timing there. So, I think that's everybody here so far. That's about as far back as I can go.
All right. So, baby, my question to you is simple. Why do we do this here on My Cowboys Family each and every night?
My answer to you is simple. It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Win, lose, or draw. Lose, bad, or ugly. Win, lose, or draw. Good, bad, or ugly. We here at My Cowboys Family will always rep that star over everything. 6 years and beyond here on YouTube. In our 7th year here. And never forget, on My Cowboys Family, the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, say it with us, say it loud. Go Cowboys! Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long. Love the back and forth, the discussions, the thoughts. Can't do the show, the experience without that. And also can't do the show and the experience without the drops of love from above. Fantastic family here. Appreciate everybody. Tonight, it was all about the man staying skeptical. Once again, skeptical fan in the lead. He's got the gifting memberships. Appreciate him so much. We also got Marco Sepien, 98 points on the Stream Boss, but even bigger sponsor of the week once again. And like I said earlier, Jason Renfro, the crown still sits on his head as the Cash App King. And that's back-to-back, like our 90s Cowboys, a 2-week streak. Much love to him and everybody else in the house here that's helped out, dropped the love, the support, the comments in the chat, even the lead commander.
Even you.
Even you. Anyways, guys, thank you once again. And again, here as this show comes to a close, before we drop out and clock out for the night, you got to always remember, as we relock ourselves down and reload for tomorrow, another one. We might we'll probably skip one this week. Not really sure which day will be, but it might be tomorrow. Either way, next time we pop on here, guys,
you got to make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss when we go live. Or, like you said, follow us on social media, hop in the Discord. Lots of ways to make sure you're keeping up with MCF.
Thank you, baby, for that. Yes, definitely good to make sure everyone knows how to get all the live streams. But guys, before we can officially drop out of here for the night, baby, what do we got to do?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. Beat's been dropped, guys. It's a wrap here on My Cowboys Family. Repping that navy, blue, silver, and star for everything, guys. Thank you for chilling here with us and making this the experience that it is on the nightly. Get ready for more shorts to be kind of issued out tomorrow. And, of course, another video coming soon. We want your thoughts and comments in that as well. So share it out. Share the videos out. Share these live streams out. Help out the channel. Keep growing the family. As we're getting right near to 23,000 family members. Woo! It's a party here in year 7. And it was a great discussion here tonight, kicking off a new week, Monday night style on My Cowboys Family. Another chat in the books. And yes, Dak's thoughts about the haters. Yeah, we discussed the nonstop pile-on of hate that Dak gets for some unknown reason. And we also see Micah Parsons in his football camp discuss that, along with the mind, disguising of Dan Quinn and his defense. Ooh, we love it. We're going to see a better defense this year, and we're going to talk about it every night right here on MCF, where it's about that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything. Never, ever forget the number one thing right here on My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone. We'll see you back tomorrow for another one. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe out there. Peace. And oh yeah, never ever forget, Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.